Hello, my name's the Reverend Simon Archer, also known as the Isle of Man Vicar, and welcome to another little trip out. It's really, honestly, has to be quick today. Firstly, I think there's definitely been signs out there because I've been out and forgotten my camera, my Osmo Pocket 3, DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Left it home. Thought, oh, shall I just go home? I've got lots of work to do. Let's just go home. And I thought, actually, in my car, I keep this like selfie stick, tripod-y thing. I'd brought my DJI Neo, the little drone that I can do sort of walk and talks with and things like that. But I thought, do I record the whole video with the drone? Just that will keep it quick, because the 3 batteries won't last long on that. That'll give me about 30-40 minutes probably to do it. So I thought, well, maybe it will help me keep the video to a reasonable length. And then I realized I got my phone with me, and in my bag, my drone, I got a microphone that links to my phone. So I thought, well, why not, let's have a quick walk along the beach, shall we? I've got everything with me. We're going to do this whole video on my iPhone. It's a 16 Pro Max, so it's not, I got it so I could take better photos and do some outdoor stuff with it anyway, because my video camera is not waterproof. So actually the phone can double as being a bit of an action camera, although I wouldn't want to smash this up. Not a cheap phone. But yeah, why not? We've got the whoop, it's a bit wet around here. We've got the camera on the phone. We've got the microphones. I can do some drone footage in a bit once I walk further along the beach. Why not? Let's do a video all on my iPhone. So I'm almost going back to the start when I was using a gimbal and my iPhone to do recording, and it was fine. So this will be shot on iPhone and DJI Neo if I get to do some drone footage in a bit. But I have to walk further along the beach because I'm actually still in the no-fly zone here, so I have to do a bit of walking first. So we'll walk along, but we'll oh, where am I? This is Jisston Beach, I believe. We're going to walk to Wolflion Beach and towards Gansey Beach. I don't know whether I'll get as far as Gansey, but Gansey Beach is behind me that way, and here we are. We're right by the road here, so it's a bit different for me because I usually like to get into the middle of nowhere. But time being of the essence, I thought, well, why not just stay again quite local. I was going to go to Peel and do Peel Castle, but I'll explain a little bit more later. But I've got a lot on, so this is like a kind of a half-hour, 45-minute walk out for a lunch break kind of thing. Although I haven't brought any food with me, I've got coffee with me, which is enough. And I did have a nice some nice toast this morning. Right, let's get you in POV mode, shall we? Let's switch this camera around, and you can see what I'm looking at. So it should be pretty much the same, similar quality to the DJI in that it's 4K 30. Got a decent sensor on these iPhones. It might be a bit wobbly because it's like whoop on a stick. So whereas the DJI is obviously gimbal. Have been considering getting an action camera as well, but it's one of those things, you keep going, buying more and more stuff. It's completely unnecessary to be able to kind of just do some footage. It might be a bit breezy. The microphone, these microphones are never going to be as good as the DJI ones. They're, 20-30 quid mics, Bluetooth mics to the iPhone. So that's not going to give you anywhere close to the sound quality. And although it's got a dead cat on it, dead cat being those very things they put on mics, if you didn't know, it's got a dead cat on it, but it's probably not cutting out all that wind noise from the breeze that you get along the beach. But how lovely is it today? How amazing is it? Beautiful. Sun is shining, that yellow ball in the sky. Something's beeping in my backpack, give me a second. Yeah, my DJI Neo remote, the NC2, NC3 remote I think it is, decided to switch itself on in my bag. So I had a bleeping noise going off saying, I'm switched on. Switch me off again, please. Which is quite interesting because it's quite a difficult thing to switch on. You have to press the button and then press it and hold it and stuff. But hey, I'm using a soft bag for my DJI at the moment, so that's probably why buttons are being pressed on it rather than the hard case, which is quite heavy. But yeah, sorry, absolutely glorious today. Beautiful sunshine. We've had so much good weather recently on the Isle of Man. You know, you get a little bit of rain. We need a mixture though. I was at a meeting with a couple of farmers last night, and they're saying, yeah, well, sun's great now. We can prep and we can plant and we do what we need to do, but then we need some rain, please. So, although we love this weather, we don't want it to carry on too long. Lovely rock pools around here. Did you ever go rock pooling as a kid? Did you go out and we went to the beach and go with your little net and go around and harass guppies and crabs and things, and you know, that kind of stuff? I know we did when we were young, the sort of places we went to on the English beaches. Just watching my foot in a little bit because it's that green seaweed. It's this stuff that can be an absolute nightmare. Very tempting to put this camera underwater and see what we can see, because it is actually a waterproof, obviously, but maybe not. To dry my phone out. I do have a towel with me though, and fresh water to rinse it off with. Temptation, eh? So I hope you're well. Hope you the last video did strange things. So my last full-length video was kind of a silent one where I didn't speak for the whole video. The idea being that it was like it was actually my silent retreat. So I was it's partly my post-Easter silent retreat, and and so I was taking some time out to kind of you know, find some space, take a couple of days off, get away from everything. And you thing about Easter is because you're preaching a lot and you're talking a lot and you're chatting a lot and you've got these big services and lots and lots of people at these services, and you kind of go, actually spend a whole week preaching and talking and stuff like that, and you need a little bit of time just to relax and stop talking for a bit and just listen. So really nice to have a little break. But yeah, a bit of a different video, and it started off really badly. I thought, oh, this isn't hit well. People don't like this one, do they? And it was all the numbers that they give you on YouTube saying, oh, not many viewers, not many people watching it, not many people staying watching it. And then suddenly it just took off. I say took off, I mean, I've got a couple of hundred views on it, but that's about what I expect. That's great. So and it coincided with something. So I have launched a website. Website is, of course, isleofmanvicar.com. That's isleofmanvicar.com. And yeah, so I launched a website and it seemed to coincide with that, but there wasn't that many hits to the website. I mean, it's got you know, over 100 hits and things, and it's got the videos on the main page, but it seemed to coincide with that. So maybe it had a little bit to do with it, or maybe just people found the time different days. God, it's breezy. So yes, very interesting. Tell you what though, this breeze, although you might be struggling to hear me, and I will try and do something post-edit if it's too noisy, but this breeze is lovely. Now these are the worst stones. They're not big enough to step particularly from stone to stone. They're too small just to walk across them normally. So you tend to, these are real ankle breakers. But we'll walk up along the wall in a minute, I think, just because we'll get a bit of shade. And a bit easier to walk on. Get a bit of protection for the wind perhaps for a bit. Maybe not, it's blowing straight across. So this could be, when I get back, a complete garbled mess, like a for the whole time. But hey, I'm out. Biggest thing for me with this video making and the walking and stuff is about making me get out every week for a decent walk. And sometimes I go out for 2 or 3 or 4 or more. Obviously not always filming. But this makes me get out at least once a week, because I think I've got to get that video out once a week. That's what I've promised, once a week. So beautiful sea life, seabirds. But this breeze along this beach, I must say, is perfect, because that sun is beating down, but it's lovely and cool. Weather on the Isle of Man. Weather on the Isle of Man. I got asked about this the other day. How would you describe it? In one word, changeable. So these last couple of weeks, apparently you do get a bit of a time like this, sort of end of April, beginning of May, where we get a bit of a batch of, or a little period of really good weather. And there's been a few gloomier days and get a bit of fog and mist or some rain, but honestly it's been ridiculous. And I've been out loads, I've camped out, obviously you've seen me camp out with temperatures up to nearly 20 degrees yesterday. The thing is, across, when we talk about across in the UK, across, I think they've been having record temperatures, 25 degrees, that sort of thing, for this time of year, even higher. And my problem was always, it's just horrible heat in the UK. It's just unpleasant. It's not like being on holiday in the, they always compare it to like, oh, we're warmer than Malaga at the moment or something. And you're like, oh, yeah, but if you were on holiday in Malaga, you'd be by a pool with a drink. The buildings are designed for that heat. And you could have an air-conditioned room if you needed it. Everyone stops at lunchtime for a few hours when it's at its hottest. You know, people, you're relaxing. Very different to when you're working like I've been this week, a lot in an office and study, writing stuff, putting a report together. It's just not comparable. But the heat in the UK can be unbearable, especially in the city. I was in London. It was fuming and hot and could get really quite unpleasant, almost unbearable. I remember one time where my kids, they were lying under wet towels to stay cool, because it was just so hot in the house, because it's just not designed for it. All the windows open, but there was no breeze. We've been down to the River Thames, so we'll stand out on the pier and try and find a little bit of breeze to cool down a bit. Gone home and it was just horrible. So, but here, you pretty much always find a breeze, almost every single time. So yeah, it's so much more pleasant, and you don't get the ridiculous extremes of temperature either. So it has been cold, quite a cold winter. We've had a bit of snow, but generally it stays above freezing because we're right by the sea. You might get a bit of a frost, and in the summer it stays at really pleasant temperatures. But it's so not, I find that I'm wearing a t-shirt when it gets above 15, I think today it's only supposed to be at 16. But it's definitely really quite pleasant and warm enough. And then, yeah, you just don't have that unbearable heat. But it is definitely, you get to, you know, plenty of time to, when it's like this, there'll be quite a few people on the beach. Although it's still school time, kids are at school still. It's a Thursday. Yeah, it's all good. This kind of shingle's quite a lot of give in it. Foot's sinking in almost like mud. Oh, we're there. It's not as easy to flip around the camera. You have to stop recording and then flip it around. Yeah, the sunglasses, I'm not trying to be cool. Literally, these are prescription reactor lights, and it's just so bright, I won't be able to see anything. And my eyes get really tired in the sunshine, so I'm trying not to. Oh, is that the shot for the thumbnail? Is that it? Got a smile, thumbs up, something like that. Yep. Always going to be thinking about that stuff. But yeah. It's definitely going to be a bit wobblier. I know there's some sort of anti-shake features on the iPhone, but I'm not sure how good it's going to be in comparison to having actually a gimbal. Obviously, it's not going to be anywhere close to having a gimbal. All right, we've got a little bit of an interesting bit coming up. That doesn't look too bad. Oh. I think we'll go a little bit further. I'd be tempted, it's a little bit out of the breeze here. It might be tempting to make a cuppa here. I've got a new stove. But yeah, we've kind of got a bit of a sea wall behind us. So it might be a good spot because I can sit down and get out the wind a bit and make a brew. And then that wind picks up. Yeah, I've got a new gas stove. So it's the Firemaple. This is quite pretty actually. Let me show you this. Oh, I'll do it in a moment. Oh, you can see behind me. Look, there you go. Got a little stream going behind us. Again, I wouldn't drink that without filtering it, and that would be one I'd be tempted not to bother with at all. It could well be pretty good fresh water, but if it's flowed through all these fields where they're currently muck spread in and all that sort of business, probably not somewhere you should be. Even if you have got other options, you wouldn't really want to be even filtering that. Nice. Quite like these little spots. This feels really sheltered. So we got some of the seawall here, sea defences, and potentially a nice spot to sit down and make a brew. Let's show you what I'm looking at from here. This is my view from my seat here. I've got the road just behind me, but that's fine. Well, I think it's time to make a brew. Right. Guess I better show you this new stove, hadn't I? Camera. Got some bits and bobs in there. That's me anti-emmers. If you know what that means in the chat, you can say so. Let's grab a coffee out. I've got this weird habit of carrying a spare cup and enough coffee for two. It's got this kind of thing about if you meet someone on the road, being able to make them a drink as well. I mean, the spare cup is actually what my wife uses as well. But, right, water, stove. So coffee. Yes. Right. Let's show you this. I'm sure we can edit this together so it looks a bit smoother. So I've got all of it in this little pack here. So it's all come from, basically, I did that camp recently, and it was great, but I struggled a bit with the cooking the food in the jet boil skillet. It just the Mars Radiant with the stand on it for the pans, just it was too far away. It wasn't producing enough heat. I think it's a great stove, but it just wasn't doing what I needed it to do for that. And I ended up running out of gas. It just took too long. And part of that is probably I didn't have enough gas with me, and I'd given away the gas that I did have to some random person when I was walking one day. So my spare gas wasn't in my bag. Oops. And I needed something. Sorry, my alcohol stove worked brilliantly, but it's not really meant for the skillet, and it kind of, where the flames kind of fire up sometimes, it burnt some of the handle protection, which I've tidied up, it's fine, but that had melted. So I was like, oh, I really need to have a normal sort of, like a lot of these people have these sort of gas burner stoves with a normal flame on it, so I could do some cooking. And I'd had my eye on something for a little while. There we go. I'm getting it out of the pack without showing you, and that's that. So that is the you're getting that. That is the Firemaple Petrel 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 G3, and the G3 kit is what I bought because I was going to buy separate. I was thinking about getting the MSR Pocket Rocket Deluxe and stuff like that. I fancy one with the pizza on it. I know the pizza electrics lighters don't always last, but yeah. So this kit, get the fold-out handle with the lid. Yeah, but I wanted one with one as a backup more than anything, because I usually carry a lighter with me. I may not even have a lighter with me today, so that's the exact point, that you forget them. And so then what? If you haven't got a lighter on you, what do you do then? So having the pizza electric kind of made sense to have something with me anyway. So it comes with a little pot stand. The pot, which is a 600 ml, is it? On the inside, 16 at one point. Yeah, I think it's about 550, maybe 550 ml. Yeah, 550. 600. Maxfield says 600. I'll get it right. I'm not doing reviews. I don't do reviews. This is stuff I've bought myself, just showing you it because people were interested. So Firemaple G3, and I've got the kit, which comes with a little pot stand, a little titanium pot stand. These fold out and they hold your gas canister, and I'll show you that from the gas canister in a moment. I'll give you a little bit more sort of stability. And then you get the little stove. It comes in a little case, and that is That was that. A little stove, and that has a little fold out. I say regulator. I don't know how regulated this is. I don't think it's very regulated, but it seems to work okay. I've only lit it to try it out, make sure it works before I bring it out and embarrass myself. But yeah, there we go. And that just fits to a gas canister. So let's get the gas canister. So I put it in one of these sleeves. Don't really need it in this weather, but it's handy when it's cold to put it in a sleeve. Can help with the burning. And oh, except it won't work with the stand then, will it? Oh, let's get this out. That's fine. See, learning things all the time. And the little canister thing just fits on there and pops onto the bottom, and then that will sit down beside me, and then we'll put the gas on. This has got a double O-ring, so it's got the O-ring that fits kind of around the screw part there in the end, and it's got an O-ring around the outside as well, so it kind of double seals it. And I found that quite hard, quite tough to put on. It's a real tight fit, which you don't want to leak gas, but it does. I think it holds a little bit of gas between the two O-rings, so when I've taken it apart, it's gone poof, like a bit of puff of gas. So just to bear that in mind. But maybe it's the first time I'd used it, put it on. So there, that's the kind of normal sort of gas cooker, which I'm sure is pretty recognisable. But I have got another little bit of kit. I've got some more stuff coming. Now, I'm going to show you now, because it will, but I got an extra thing that's not made by Firemaple, but it's made by Optimus, and it's a little windshield, and that just clips onto the gas canister. It's meant for gas canister stoves, so I'm not sure I'll be able to put it on. There we go. I did. Gives it some wind protection. And I've also, my thought was, and I think I'm right, is that actually where that's quite intense in the middle there, this is quite a powerful little, definitely quite a powerful little burner. You might not even be able to see it when I switch it on, but I can actually rest the pan on top of there, and it's quite stable. So it gives a little bit of gap between the frying pan or the skillet and the flame, giving it a chance to kind of spread out a little bit. So I think I might have found the perfect solution for those of us who struggle with having the burner, great for boiling water, but terrible for frying and cooking with, because you tend to get burnt spots. I might have found the solution, but there's another part coming. It's come from China, because it's actually a Firemaple part as well, but you just can't get it over here at the moment. So I've ordered it, and there'll be another part coming. So another video will have another little addition to this. Quite still in the ultralight category, but should give me another interesting part to this whole setup, which I think will work really well. Oh, and it has got the what's it called, heat conducting fins, whatever they're called. I do know the word for it, but my brain doesn't always work. And there's little cutouts on there, and they just fit into the stove, so it kind of fixes in there a bit. So all that talk, I do actually need to boil some water now, but we'll get some water in the pot, and I'll change the angle, and you'll be able to see me light this thing up. And the exciting thing about making a cup of coffee, how amazing is that? It's be really good. It's be really exciting. See you in a moment. Right, let's get this party started. I don't know if that's enough, but I think it'll be plenty. Oh, bit floating in it already. So we've got the lid, and we'll get the gas going on this. So should be, boom, one click, lit straight away. I know these pizzos aren't things to rely on I've just got to make sure I get this on the, there we go. Wind's coming from that kind of direction, so we'll turn it that way. And then we'll, no, that's not going to work, is it? I need it that way so I can reach the, quite a roar. We turn it right up. My word, that is absolutely roaring. I think I might have overdone that a bit. Right. I don't think it needs to be open all the way. I've got activity in there already. It's like been seconds, and I just think I was a bit worried that this would start to melt. I'm sure it's heat resistant, but I'm not sure it's meant to have. That's a heck of a jet on that. But with a heat exchanger, I mean, oh my goodness, that's like done almost. I've not edited that down, so I'll keep it the way it was, even though I had to restart it and stuff. New stove, got to get used to it. Normal coffee, instant coffee. That's hot now. I mean, I could use it probably now. Don't need to have it boiling for this. So. And that's boiling. There we go. We got our cup. A little bit there left, as we always do for doing washing up with. That's done. Am I impressed? I think I am a little bit. It's also questioning whether I need to get these fancy. Do you know you can spend 15 quid, 10 to 15 pounds on a 100 gram bottle of gas because it's got a name on it. And I wasn't convinced that you needed to get named gases. This was, I got this, these are 230s. 230s, I think. Is that 230? Sure, it's 230. Yeah, 230 gram. 230 gram, and that I got 6 of those for about 25 quid, I think. For 4 quid each. It's much, much better. And got them delivered here to the island as well. So I wasn't sure I'd be able to get gas delivered, but you can apparently. So that's it. Of course, it's hot. But yeah, that's fairly impressive. That's going to be pretty efficient, I think. And once I get the full setup, the secret part that I'm not telling you about yet, I think we'll have a really nice little cook setup for the gas setup. I still love my alcohol stove, and that's going to come with me on many a walk. It's also reliable when it's cold, whereas in freezing temperatures these don't work very well without specialist kind of stoves and things, and you start getting silly money. It's pointless. So I'll still use that, but that's good. This is my alternative. I'll probably use this on when I'm camping rather than when I'm walking. But I wanted to try it out today. Right, I've a little fly with the drone, but it's been a bit of a nightmare. It's so breezy down here on the beach, which is lovely in this weather, but it's too breezy for my little DJI Neo. It does keep me tempted longer term to get something that's a little bit more robust in the wind, especially on the Isle of Man. I wondered about it when I bought it. It's still great. It does lots of clever things that I can use it for. But hey, more gadgets that I want to get. So you better start subscribing. So if you like, subscribe and share. It costs you nothing. And you can't make anything from videos on the Isle of Man. Basically, we don't get monetized over here, so that's fine. But they're working on it, so hopefully in the future we'll get the monetization. If that kicks in, then it'd be good to be in that place where people are subscribing and already, you know, we've built up the channel. That's what I'm after. There is the opportunity to support me if you wish to, and you don't have to. I've got Buy Me a Coffee, links down below. Buy Me a Coffee, and that is where you can give like 50p, a pound, £2, whatever you want to give, and that will support what I do, my ministry and my work and my everything and my future. So it's up to you. And there's also a subscription thing where hopefully I'll get this video done quickly enough. The people on Patreon, the link again down below, who pay sort of £5, £10, £15 a month, and they'll get exclusive access to stuff, exclusive chat room, and early access to some of the videos that I do. And later on there'll be more stuff and subscriptions, and this reflections and things like that. So there is more to come, definitely. So we're only beginning on this journey. Oh, we love the journey analogy, don't we, in the church? On this journey with me, creating this channel, and we're growing. It's doing really well, and trying to get in that one video a week every Friday, 5:45 p.m. every Friday, trying to get that one release, unless you Patreon and get it early. So you can support the channel, you can support me, you can pray for me if you like. That's a fantastic way you can support me as well. Basically, thank you for being here, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll keep this to a much shorter video today. A little bit of a review in there. I know I don't want to do gear reviews, but I quite like talking about it, because that's one of my nerdy sides, the gadgets and the bits and stuff that you get with it. I've got my own another tent, which is not as small as my Bobcat, which I love my Bobcat, a little one-person Bobcat from OEX. But I've got my eye on a one Tigris Cosmito 2.0, and that's going to be a big tent for me, or potentially one when my wife comes camping with me. It will be a bigger tent for us both to use. I'm debating it, but it's a really good price at the moment, so I'm so tempted. But I'm not gonna drop the hammer on that one quite yet. I've got my new stove, so I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, £110 for that tent. It's really good value, down from 150 at the moment on Amazon. So I'll think about it, and maybe next time I'm camping, I'll be in a nice big tent, luxurious, spacious. Or if there's two of us in there, probably not so much. But yeah, that might be coming. So maybe this weekend, because I'm thinking about bank holiday weekend. Maybe could be Sunday night, Hampton's Field somewhere, by a beach somewhere. Maybe convincing my wife to come along. We'll see. So anyway, you know what I'm going to say to you, don't you? Because it's my catchphrase now, and if I get it right, I don't always get it right myself. And but take care of yourselves. More importantly, take care of each other. God bless, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.